All right, welcome back. Welcome to CrossFit. We are here for your Tuesday workout. Sure, you're feeling a little bit some type of way after 17.1 yesterday. So if you did do that, let's probably take today more for quality. Just get the body moving. If you didn't, feel free, jump right in, give it all you got. Victor wanted me to ask him if he had anything to say during these videos, apparently. Do you have anything to say?
Definitely would be a good idea to move today. I know that my back is going to feel a little tight. I moved with good form, but definitely moving is important today.
You did today? Really? When?
I'll tell you after that.
All right. You did today.
I did it in between jobs because I wanted to work out.
Was I here?
No,
Another time. All right, so our warm-up is 2 rounds. We're going to start with 8 squat press-outs. Victor's just going to demonstrate with a book here today because he can't handle the 35-pound kettlebell for the warm-up. It should be about the size of a 10-pound plate. All we're doing is warming up, so as you squat down, you're going to press the book out. It's just going to help act as a counterbalance to keep you nice and upright. As you come back up, you'll bring the book, plate, whatever back in. So we'll hit 8 of those. After that, we're going to hit 5 inchworms. No push-up for these. So we're going to keep feet underneath hips. Walk the hands out till you get to a plank. Walk the hands back in. Then we're going to go straight into 5 sumo inchworms. Now we're going to widen out the legs, wider than your shoulders. Give yourself a good distance between your feet, keeping the legs straight again. Walk the hands back out, walk them back in.
I love these.
Getting us nice and open. Final movement is going to be a 10-second straight leg hold. So you're going to balance on one leg, and just like it sounds, bring one leg up straight. And hold for 10. So if you're really having a hard time here, that leg is bending a lot, or you can't keep it up very high, you can do what Victor was just doing.
This is hard.
And keep your leg bent.
It's like this.
Just like that. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't do this really easy, just do that.
Okay.
Hold.
Cool.
10 seconds per side. We're going to hit that whole warm-up 2 times through. Next is our skill work. We're adding back in some skill work this week. So we got some waiters squats. Let's get those tendons healthy. Just because we don't have barbells doesn't mean we can't start doing some tempo work. So today we're going to show with a kettlebell. But you can certainly use a dumbbell, pretty much anything that you have, with the goal of really focusing on that front rack. So with the kettlebell, what I don't want, if you turn sideways, I don't want it to sit up on your shoulder where it's just all the weight's kind of resting here and you're not having to do much work to keep it upright. You can go ahead, turn around, turn to the side again. Bring it more towards the middle of the body so you're really having to keep support with that elbow. And then as you come down in your squat, you're going to really have to focus on keeping that chest upright. So they're tempo squats. You're going to go down for 3 seconds, hold at the bottom for 3 seconds, and come back up. Back up. So it's going to be, I'm going to count your tempo. Be honest with your tempo, guys. Down, 2, 3, and hold, 2, 3, and up. Are those easy, Victor?
No.
They're not easy. So be moderate when you first pick your weight. They are harder than they seem, especially with the amount of reps and the tempo that we have. We're hitting 8 per side. So these get challenging quick, but they're going to be really good for you. Help out your squats even when we get past this, and you can hit a barbell again. Any questions on our scale, Victor?
How many sets?
4 sets. 4 sets.
Okay.
Our workout for today is going to be 4 rounds, 1 minute at 3 stations. We're going to start with 1 minute of kettlebell swings, 1 minute of toes to your kettlebell, and 1 minute of wall balls. So for the kettlebell swings, like we did last week, we have a couple different options. If you have a kettlebell, awesome. We can go overhead with them, just like so.
Good demo.
If we need to, we can go Russian, so keeping to eye level. Still focusing on pushing the hips back rather than just bending into a squat. If we don't have a kettlebell available, we can do them with a dumbbell. So it's going to feel a little bit different just because of the weight of the apparatus is distributed differently. So it's not going to be as comfortable as a kettlebell, but you can still get it done. So Victor's going to grab the head of the dumbbell. Everything stays the same, hinging the hips back. But now we're going to have to be a little bit more careful how we hold on and just paying attention on those first few reps of how the weight moves on that kettlebell, on that dumbbell, excuse me. How those feel?
Good.
Good. If we have neither of those things and we don't really have any objects in our house that are going to be heavy enough to give us some feedback for a swing, we're going to hit broad jumps. We did these last week. Starting feet under the shoulders, nice big jump with the hips. Land in a quarter squat on your whole foot. Second minute is going to be toes to your kettlebell or object. Victor's going to demonstrate them holding onto the kettlebell and also holding onto the couch. So we have a couple different options here. You're going to be laying on the floor. It's actually a scale that we use for toes to bar sometimes. So you're going to be holding onto your kettlebell. If we can, with the legs straight, we're going to get up into a hollow, so the heels are going to be off the floor. And then we're going to bring the toes up into the kettlebell. Come back down. Come back down with control. I don't want to slam my heels into the ground. I want to keep them elevated the whole time. And back up. And trying to maintain that hollow the whole time. If we need to, we can kind of bend the knees on our way up. Do one more. Sorry, babe. So if our hamstrings are really tight, we can kind of bend those knees and tuck ourselves in. And if you can't make it all the way to the top of the kettlebell, no problem, just go as high as you can. If you don't have a kettlebell or anything heavy enough to kind of be able to hit that movement, we can use the leg of a couch, the leg of a chair, anything you have. I was going to say use the leg, but that works. Just like so. And you look really cool too. So everybody in your house is going to be super impressed. Last minute is going to be wall balls. Now, we're not going to demonstrate wall balls in our house today because
Barb might be watching.
Barb might be watching. But you can certainly do them outside. I've seen a few people do them against their garage, against their house. If you have some control over your med ball, go for it. Today we're just going to show med ball thrusters. You can do thrusters with a dumbbell, with a kettlebell, whatever you have. But for the thruster, you'll start in a squat. Use that momentum of your squat to then press the med ball over your head. Since we're not doing wall balls, or if you're not doing wall balls, I do want you to be aware that I want your head to still come through as if it was a barbell. So now, normally the wall ball, we're not really worried about that because we're tossing the ball forward. But even with your med ball, I want you to get your head through the window, elbows in line with your ears, and make it a good rep. So we're going to do that for 4 rounds, 1 minute at each station. For the full minute, you're going to try to work without resting. That's my goal for you, continuous movement throughout the 4 rounds. So make sure you're picking weights and everything that allows you to do that without having to take a lot of rest during the minute. Anything to say? All right. Hope you have fun today, guys. If you have questions,
Ask.